Welcome back to the Scout Academy. Joining me today is Kevin Lohraff from the Missouri Department of Conservation to talk about garlic mustard.
One of the plants that we have here, invasive plants that we have growing at the Nature Center, is garlic mustard. And garlic mustard is an example of one of the plants invasive plants that people brought here on purpose. Sometimes people bring and spread dispersed plants accidentally. Sometimes they come from animals and other sources, but sometimes people spread them around intentionally. And this is an example of that. Garlic mustard was brought by the early settlers as a food source, as a pot herb, as an edible plant, and to use in their cooking and as a dark green. And so what we see here is the seedlings of the garlic mustard. And a single plant can produce hundreds and hundreds and maybe even thousands of seeds. And as you can see, this carpet of seedlings here. Next spring, these will get bigger and produce a plant big enough to produce seeds. Some of the characteristics of the plant are, when you pull it up, it'll come up in a kind of a clump or a cluster, the leaves coming out. You can see heart-shaped leaves. And also, if you crush the leaves and smell it, you'll get a smell, an odor of garlic, faint of garlic, especially in the spring when they're first emerging. So you can see these leaves are persisting right now, and a really odor of garlic. So this is an example of this spring's plant that was big enough to produce seeds, and you can see, although the leaves are gone, the pods are real slender and pointy and kind of like a really tiny pea pod, but inside are hundreds and hundreds of seeds. So the goal is to remove these plants entirely, bag them up so these seeds don't spread, or to kill them in the early growing season before they're able to get mature and produce seeds. So you can see just dozens of seed pods here, and you can see the carpet of seedlings down at the bottom that it produced. And so just another example of an invasive plant that can really take off and just take over if you're not careful. So this is one of the garlic mustard seed pods that I pulled off, and you can see the seed pods already opened, and some of the seeds are left there. But one of the goals of management is to try to get rid of this plant, remove it from the landscape before these seed pods open up and disperse the seeds, because then you'll have a whole nother year and maybe even more than that of seeds waiting in the soil.